Welcome to National Sports Chat. This your man's Ken the Guru. You're now tuned in to my take. And before I give you my take, I would like to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I'm back, man. Sorry for the technical difficulties. So basically, before I get started, I want you guys to subscribe to the channel. And what we're gonna talk about is Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, the press conference. Now, y'all know I come a little late because I already be predicting stuff, and then it already happened. So I mean, it's just one of the cases right now. So Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder press conference. Media going crazy because Deontay Wilder isn't saying nothing. Deontay Wilder, in his rightful mind, shouldn't say nothing, and here's why. Deontay Wilder didn't say nothing for months. They came out, they said he depressed, they said a whole bunch of stuff, they slandered the man, said that he, was saying a whole bunch of things that he wasn't, right? Then when he said something, when they asked him to say something, what happened? They said Deontay Wilder was making excuses. Deontay Wilder, is a poor sport. He's a sore loser. He's this, right? So basically, he's in a position where he can't win. It's a lose-lose situation. So therefore, what is the next best thing to do? To be quiet, right? And I'm going to ask you the question, the person, the people that's listening. If it was you, if you say something and they misconstrue or take a soundbite of what you say and basically make you look bad, or if you don't say nothing, they basically put words in your mouth and also make you look bad. What would you do if you was in this situation? Take your biasness out of this situation, because most time, if you're not a Wilder fan, you're going to make every excuse in the book. What would you have done? That's the best situation to best way to go about it. What would you have done? Because some people will say, oh, what I would have said everything that I wanted to say. Why? So the media could take everything that you wanted to say and spin it for the benefit of Tyson Fury. And we all know that Tyson Fury is the person who's who would come out on top far as for the media. Remember, Deontay Wilder said what he said. The media wasn't covering that. They didn't want to hear what he said. People like Mauricio Suleiman didn't come out and want to investigate, interrogate the allegations. He said it was insane, and people are just stupid. So, do you think that they really wanted to hear Deontay Wilder for the sake of selling the press conference and the fight? No, the fight is already sold. It's already sold. Do you think that that's the reason why they wanted to do that? No, they wanted to take Deontay Wilder words and spin it and make him look bad. That's what happened. And Deontay Wilder was very smart and intelligent for not saying anything. And then I see other fans, it's a gentleman that I watch, shout out to you. But this dude, like, he's emotional. I can't believe Deontay Wilder has never said nothing, or he's never said anything. That how unprofessional of him. Is that truly unprofessional? Or you, in your biasness, cause somebody like Deontay Wilder to not say anything? People like you cause Deontay Wilder to start going to new media as opposed to mainstream media. You know it's bad when a person decide to go to a lesser viewership channel than one that has more viewership, such as the ESPNs, you got the fight hypes and all. Well, I ain't gonna say the fight hype, but you got other, even though they be biased as well. But you have these individuals who consistently try to degrade Deontay Wilder. They went to fighting gyms. Oh, how can you prove it? They asked everybody to try to demonstrate how the glove can fit and how a glove can do a certain turn and twist, right? They asked everybody. They only played the people that agree with their narrative and their agenda. But y'all want Deontay Wilder to feel like he's obligated to talk to the mainstream media. Come on, man. What is y'all sick? A lot of y'all just hate that man so much that you really want him to do something against his own best interest. And that's silly. And you got to be a sick individual to want somebody to do something that you wouldn't be willing to do. But since you don't like him, you want to find every excuse in the book as to why this man did not talk to the media. He don't rock with y'all. And he stood by the people who stood by him in a time of in a time of a dire situation, in a time of tyranny, in a time of him facing a loss, being cheated. Nobody even considered investigating, interrogating. Nobody could sit there and argue or debate and explain and give a logical explanation as to why Deontay Wilder, as why he was basically damaged, why Tyson Fury had a glove that was bent this way, why his hand was out. How did you basically see the imprint of his fist, right? How did you see the imprint of his fist while he was wearing new gloves? And nobody wanted to touch that subject. In fact, when Deontay Wilder came out and said something, nobody talked about how this man, was talking about Fury glove being in a certain situation. They just said the man was making excuses. Nobody even wanted to investigate. Nobody called for an interrogation. Nobody. So you mean to tell me that even though you didn't do your due diligence, you want somebody to still give you a press conference, still talk to your social platform, even though you showed the most disdain for this guy? Man, y'all out y'all mind, man. Look, man, I'm telling y'all, man, this is a new era. People are waking up to the tactics of media, and nobody dealing with all that, man. Y'all not that important like that no more. You know what I'm saying? People are not dying to shine. People are not in a rush to be talked about in a negative way and all that stuff, which is what y'all do. We already see how media treats a certain demographics versus African Americans. You know what I'm saying? We see how narratives is is portrayed and how they project African Americans as differently in comparisons to other people. If you want an example, it can be Deontay Wilder was very bizarre, right? He's very talkative. He talks too much, right? Tyson Fury does the same thing. Oh, Tyson Fury, he's so fruitful. He's very outgoing. He's very outspoken. They doing the same thing. Just like Mayweather. Mayweather was a talker. They said this man talked too much. He's this, he that. Tyson Fury does the same thing, but he's praised for it. So it's a lot of biasness. And like I said, as y'all see in the caption, Deontay Wilder Silence makes biased media very nervous. And the reason why is because certain people in the media have to come up with narratives. They have to come up with catchy captions, right? So they can get people to click on their page. But if Deontay Wilder isn't giving them anything, then they gotta basically scramble. Just like one of the ones said that he's very bizarre. It's bizarre that he didn't speak. So no matter what he does, it's gonna be an issue. Why? We already know why. Because can't nobody say, oh, Deontay Wilder boring. Like they said, Shakur Stevenson. Oh, he put me to sleep. He was so boring. You know, those cold words.
Hey Ken, we got a comment in the chat room. Anthony Evans said Wilder needs to respect the fact he got battered.
Okay, Wilder needs to respect the fact that he got battered, right? Now, would you be willing to explain how Deontay Wilder was hit by a person with unfit glove? Or matter of fact, would you be willing to explain Tyson Fury gloves? Just explain his gloves. Like I accept the loss, but can you explain Tyson Fury gloves? How can it twist, turn the way that it did? I'll be waiting. Because I mean, we could talk about how Deontay Wilder got battered. That's true. Tyson Fury, he put a hell of a clinic on, but did he do it fair? That's what we want to know. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to know. Because I didn't make no excuse. But one thing I did say before that fight, I said Deontay Wilder don't look right. I said this man looked like he's drunk or something. And then later on, they said that, you know, basically he said that he didn't feel right. He felt like he was drugged, and he looked like it. If you see the face-off before they started fighting, look at Deontay Wilder's face. And I'm very good at reading faces.
Anthony Evans responded, Ken. He said, if you accept the loss, why do I need to explain anything?
No, you're explaining it because, first of all, I'm saying that, yes, Tyson Fury won the fight, but he didn't win fairly. And we explaining the gloves because the gloves being damaged had a greater impact on the fight. So I'm asking you, if you're denying that Tyson Fury cheated, to explain how his gloves actually did certain angles, twists, bends, and all that other stuff. Because if that was Deontay Wilder glove doing that, you would be saying the same thing. Am I not right? Would you not say Deontay Wilder cheated? So that's why I want you to explain it, because my premise is that, yes, Tyson Fury put on a clinic, but he cheated to do it. That's why. So if you can explain the angles to me, you know, you might sway my opinion, because I'm a very open person, but I'm not going to deny what my eyes see. You see what I'm saying? On a live event. Now, maybe if it was like a news or something like that, I deny everything I see because it's edited. But I watch from a live perspective. That man gloves was altered. So I just want you to explain, how could it possibly turn and twist at the angles that it was?
Okay, Ken, we got a new comment in the chat room. Faiza Shirley said they said his gloves had no padding in it.
Right. That's one of my theories. Why you can see his imprint, right? You can see the man's imprint. And that's what I'm saying. Yes, if we talking about Deontay Wilder getting beat up, yes, he did get beat up. But can we say that he lost fair and square? No. And that's why I think, honestly, that Tyson Fury is very nervous. If you look at that face-off, Tyson Fury did not want to take this fight for a reason. And he saw in Deontay Wilder eyes that Deontay Wilder genuinely, that body he was talking about, he want that to be Fury. He said he want a body on his record. Because if Deontay Wilder truly did not think that he was cheated, he wouldn't be taking it as serious as he is right now. You see what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't be able to conduct himself in the matter. He would have still been like, "Oh yeah, you cheated me." Nah, it's like nothing to talk about. We have nothing to talk about in this press conference. All I want to do is I want to create this fight, you know, so I can show you that I was actually the better man. In fact, I think that some of y'all believe that Tyson Fury won the first fight and the second fight. I personally believe that Deontay Wilder won the first fight, and I believe Fury won the second fight, but I believe he did it by cheating. You see what I'm saying? So that's why with this fight going on, all the accusations and stuff like that is going to be people looking all day, looking for all the the faults and technicalities and all that stuff to make sure that there is no excuses. Nobody talking about nobody else cheated or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And then one of the other things that I would have to say is how all of a sudden Tyson Fury end up with power. Some people might say, oh, because he had weight. Tyson Fury, he always had weight. But he never had knockout power. With Tom Schwartz, he didn't knock him out. He did not, Klitschko out. He did not none of these people out. But all of a sudden, he knocked Deontay Wilder. Well, he didn't knock Deontay Wilder out, but he win by stoppage because now all of a sudden he has 1 punch knockout. Nah, man, I ain't buying it. So this fight is definitely intriguing, interesting. If Tyson Fury wins, I just say that he's the better man, no excuses or anything like that. But like I said, I couldn't deny what my eyes saw. You feel me? On live TV. So that's why I'm sticking with what I seen. I'm sticking with the fact that Fury cheated and he can't explain it. Nobody in the media have ever asked him to explain how his glove makes certain angles and certain gestures in flapping situation. I mean, flapping, his gloves while he's punching it, especially if they're new. How can you do that? How is that possible? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm definitely excited for the fight. I did not want to see the Joshua versus. I did not want to see Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury until this matter is resolved. I believe that Tyson Fury did not want to take this fight for a very, very good reason. And I think that's because he cheated. And if he didn't, he should be able to duplicate what he did very easily. He said he's going up to 300 pounds, so what he did in that last fight, if he won fair and square, he should be able to do that easy. So it should be an easy win, you know what I'm saying, for Tyson Fury. But I don't think that. I think Deontay Wilder wins by knockout. And this is one thing that people not really factoring in as well. Remember when Deontay Wilder fought Bermane Stavern, he boxed. Remember, he didn't knock Stavern out the first fight. He boxed quite well. So he definitely can box if he wants to. So he just ended up fighting a fighter that made him have to use all his arsenal. He just couldn't knock him out, which he did the first round. He got a gifted decision because last time I checked, there was no 8-second standing count. Last time I checked, it was well over 10 seconds, but like even at 8 seconds, you can't stand. So, I mean, they gave him a gifted decision. It was supposed to be Deontay Wilder's night, but they didn't give it to him. So it was a James.
Anthony Evans made another comment in the chat room. He said it will be quicker this time. The match will be quicker this time. What's your thoughts on that?
The fact that he's saying that it'd be quicker, I do like the fact that you're sticking to your guns, But you still haven't answered any of the questions, which is how can the fact that he's saying that quicker? How can Tyson Fury go from a fighter that's not known for punching, right, to a person that becomes this knockout artist, or this person that hits hard, and a person that just comes forward and not care about Deontay Wilder power, and, you know, just land on him and all this other stuff. Like, how all of a sudden he just had this astronomical amount of power? How? If he did not cheat. That's all I'm saying.
Can do me a favor?
What's up?
We got a troll in the chat room. Alex Alberto G. He's asking a not so smart question. Hey man, what's the topic? You Alex, you see the topic on the screen. So we don't tolerate trolling here. So we gonna let this one slide. But if you troll again, we're gonna have to time you out. So Ken, make sure you moderate the chat room.
Yeah, I appreciate Alex coming in, man. You know, it's all dialogue. I mean, you know, it is just a question, you know, but the topic is Deontay Wilder. You know, the fact that the media is up in a bunch. You know what I'm saying? The fact that Deontay Wilder isn't saying anything to the media, which is, you know, to me, is the right move. He shouldn't say anything. And then the other thing is, I think the media wants Deontay Wilder to listen to Tyson Fury so Tyson Fury can get in his head. And him not even listening to Tyson Fury, it basically keeps him calm because he feel like this man cheated him. So if you feel like you're cheated, Anthony, if you feel like you're cheated, right, and you feel like no matter what you say or don't say, the media is going to spin it in a favor of Tyson Fury, would you still speak? And another thing, man, I definitely appreciate you being in the being in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, much appreciation. See, with me, I can handle people having a difference of opinion because that's what makes the world better, when somebody have a difference of opinion. But also, when you have an opinion, just explain just a little bit your position, you know, and how something is possible. You feel me? So that you know, so that's that, man. But I definitely think Deontay Wilder did the right move, and I also believe that if Stan focused, he will win the trilogy. He would definitely win the trilogy, and then after that, what's his name? Anthony Joshua is not going to fight Deontay Wilder, and I don't believe that what's his name? That he's Deontay Wilder mandatory. I mean, Anthony Joshua's mandatory. Usyk. I don't think Usyk's going to fight him. And I think Dillian White will get a chance to fight him. And I think that he knocks Dillian White out. I also would like to see him fight Andy Ruiz, but he's not going to fight Andy Ruiz. And I last heard Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz supposed to be fighting. You know, they basically mandated that fight. I hope that they make that fight because look, even to the people in the chat, I believe that y'all can agree with this. We need boxing back. We need the best fighters fighting each other. We need that because I have been bored with boxing. I have been tired of boxing, you know, killing the sport. People like Mauricio Suleiman creating belts. You know, people don't have to fight certain fighters when, you know, like the UFC, they fight the best fighters all the time. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Evans, he said, because he is a different level, bro. Wilder Fury is a beast. I agree. Fury is a beast. And I knew that when he fought the Klitschko. But here is the thing, man. I don't think that it was under a fair situation. That's the one thing that I'm saying. And then how is it legal that Tyson Fury said that he was dipping his hand in petroleum? See, most people that fist fight bare knuckles did that. How can he do that? Now that looks suspicious because if you're fighting bare knuckles, right, or you dip your hand in petroleum to fight bare knuckles, right, and now we're saying that basically you had no padding, your hand is already tough enough to withstand the fact that you don't have any padding, so you're not going to break your hand. But what does he say? He says Wilder knocks them all out apart from Fury. Mate, he bang in trouble. Hey, look, man, here's the thing. I don't even think that Tyson Fury is not capable of beating Deontay Wilder. You know, so that's not even the case. What I'm saying is I just want it to be under fair conditions, fair circumstances, no biasness. I think that we can all agree that from the start of the first bell went ringing, that Deontay Wilder didn't look right. He did not look right. And like I said, looking at them gloves, can't nobody tell me that those gloves was like literally fair, that those gloves was standard, that those gloves had all the padding in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that. So, Anthony, I definitely appreciate you coming in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go to the next topic, though. We're going to go to the next topic. So we're talking about Teo Fimo Lopez, right? Does he really have the virus? And I'm going to say hell to the no. He ain't got no virus, man. That dude, he pulled out for whatever reason. I don't know if the tickets wasn't selling. I don't know what the situation, if he felt like he chose the wrong date, the wrong time, far as far as being on Juneteenth. Like, I don't know what the situation is. I like Teo Fimo Lopez. I definitely think, though, he making excuses as far as not to fight certain fighters. I think he got that Mayweather syndrome, which is hold on to power and make people chase you and beg and then play A side, B side, D side, we side. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what Teo Fimo Lopez is doing. And Kambosos, I'm not sure if he's a good fighter. He's undefeated, but he can be that fighter that proves everybody wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't know yet, but he definitely feel like he can win that fight, Kambosos. And if you look in his eye, you definitely see that he comes to win. But it's a situation that happened. He said he has the virus, and now he has to pull out. Now they got another date. He got a reconstructed contract with Bob Arum, and now all of a sudden he's pulling out the fight. And you can kind of say that Teo Fimo Lopez knew that he wasn't getting ready to fight because they wasn't even announcing the dates. They wasn't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it was all funny to me. It was funny to me. So do I believe Teo Fimo Lopez has the virus? No, I don't. I definitely think that, he's trying to save face and not have people look at him like another Ryan Garcia. Because Ryan Garcia is a person that's basically, he's like the kid that's crying wolf. You know what I'm saying? He don't really want those fights. And I don't think that he wanted to fight for Tuna, and he wanted to back out of it. So he chose mental illness. And I think that if he doesn't have it, if Teo Fimo Lopez doesn't have it, I think him and Ryan Garcia is doing, people a disservice for the ones who are getting it, right? And the ones who are suffering from mental illness, he's doing them a disservice and making a mockery out of it, which is not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got for now, man. I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all definitely can say whatever it is that y'all want. I don't take no offense to it. You know, I don't look at it as trolling. I just appreciate y'all time for coming in and engaging with me, man. But that's all I got for now. I'm out.